Madden since 2016. It is a pleasure now to welcome to our show longtime NFL broadcaster, my pal Charles Davis. Charles, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, Kevin. Always fun to spend time with you.
So, Charles, I got to tell you, as someone who's watched and listened to so many of your games, I am always impressed by how prepared you.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Colts and the Jets, and it comes your way next.
That's an afternoon probably best suited for skating in Central Park, but we're across the river. We are in for a cold one at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, we're late into December and still searching for that first win at 0-14.
In the Super Bowl era, only the 1976 Buccaneers and the 2008 Detroit Lions failed to win a game during the season. This group has 2 more shots to get it done.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Taylor's got the first down and more. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. He'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for him.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
A run there on first down, and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Eluding the pressure right. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Partner, it's often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Looking to throw on second down. Cobb got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Julian Blackman. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover. This offense ready to head back out there as they'll take over with a little over a minute to play in this first quarter. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They'll roll him out right. And going deep for Hill. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns.
And we drop you into the start of this next possession. The score, 7-0. On first down, it's Taylor, and they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
On second down now, it's Hines, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to look deep for more, and that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. This to equal Matt Prater's record. It's a 64-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, that was a show of support to even allow him to attempt it.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On the handoff, this is Taylor. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He finds his man complete. It's Moore. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 1st and 10, Cobb. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Now it's Hines. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They go play action here on 1st down. And going deep for Hill. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown. So we are in the final minute now of the 1st half as this offense gets ready to take over.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston, where it was the Texans who picked up the victory at home. Brandon Cooks, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, we'll head to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Najee Harris, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Kareem Hunt, a touchdown run in the victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Jets, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Both teams making their final adjustments for the second half to come. And to bring the action your way, we go back to MetLife Stadium and Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They run once more with Taylor. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 46 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. On this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Cobb. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. Big yardage that time for the Jets. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
Off the play fake. Cobb. Going for it all. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And shedding through the tackle. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 21. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They go to the ground again with Taylor. A giant hole up the middle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Fighting him off. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. On 2nd down, it's Taylor, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Jonathan Taylor, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jets look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. But that makes it. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
43 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. This is Hines. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a give to Taylor. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They run with Hines. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. On the handoff, Taylor. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That'll bring up 4th down after back-to-back-to-back 3-yard pickups.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
They'll run for it with Hines. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here when they're taking a knee is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win. Needed one desperately.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Jets, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the LA Rams come to town. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis,
this latest loss drops them to 0-15, so just 2 chances remaining to avoid the winless season.
And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.
Well, if you're a Jets fan these days, it is hard not to feel disappointed. Your beloved team's been eliminated from the postseason, and there's nothing to do but play for pride at this point. And the reality is, it's been more than a decade now since Gang Green made its last playoff appearance, that second consecutive AFC Championship game. That's a new generation of fans who've never seen a Jets playoff game. But enough of that. Let's shift our focus now to the team's